Hi and welcome to Charlotte Talks Transformers, where we'll be taking a look at Transformers Animated Episode 5, Velocity. So, right off the bat, I knew that this was going to be about speed, and I was so right, and anything that involves speed has to involve Bumblebee.
No, it doesn't.
It does! Grr. So the Autobots are on the trail of yet another Allspark shard, this kind of like Allspark shard of the week sort of thing going on here. And as they're on the track of the Allspark, they sort of come across a street racing gang. And right away, I knew exactly what kind of episode this is gonna be. I'm like, Bumblebee's gonna get involved, and he's gonna, race them, and he's gonna F up, and then he's gonna learn an important life lesson. And it was pretty much that, it was like Bumblebee learning life lessons and being taught life lessons and teaching Sorry life lessons. We sort of learned that both Sorry and Bumblebee are, in fact, terrible criminal people. Like, for instance, they are pirators. They pirate a stream. So, right away we have to learn pirating is bad. You shouldn't do that. They also street race. So street racing is bad. We shouldn't do that. And it was, I wouldn't say it was moralizing, but it was just kind of like, did we really need to cover this, guys? I don't know. So anyways, while they're on the trail of the Allspark shard, they sort of come across this street racing gang, as I mentioned before, but in amongst the street racing gang is this mysterious blue car that clearly looks alien in design, and right away, they don't actually tell you who this Autobot is, but it's definitely Blurr. It's definitely gotta be Blurr. It's got that little, like, thing that he has on his head, and it just is Blurr. It's gotta be. I will frickin' eat my hat if it's not Blurr. So Bumblebee is immediately...
Hold you to that.
I have no hat, so I can't actually eat the hat if I'm wrong.
I'll buy you one, and then you will eat it.
Fuck. It's definitely Blurr. I'm not wrong. I've never been wrong in my life about anything, ever. So, Bumblebee is sort of like... I kind of want to say, like, he's not infatuated, but he's like, okay, oh my goodness, this guy's going so fast, I need to race against this guy. So what he does is he kind of like tracks the live stream that they pirate. Okay, and it turns out not only is the street racing illegal and the stream that they're putting out illegal, but then Sorry, Bumblebee, and Bulkhead are all pirating the pirate stream. And I'm like, okay, you wouldn't pirate a car, right? What happens if your car is pirating your stream? Like, I don't know. It brings up a lot of interesting questions, but no, it doesn't. Anyways, so Bumblebee decides, well, I need to go faster. Where have we heard that before? The nanosec episode. So they're bringing back the turbo boosters, which actually doesn't really go anywhere. In the nanosec episode, the turbo boosters turn out to be kind of like a big, I don't know, a bit of a disaster, but in this episode, they just make him go faster and he's like perfectly in control. So, Bumblebee goes and finds this guy called Master Disaster, I believe it was, and he's the one putting out the live feed. And it turns out that Master Disaster is somehow controlling this blue car, and he's got this like weird sort of gun with an X on it that it turns out has the Allspark shard in it and can control Cybertronian life forms. So it's Blurr. It's definitely Blurr. I'm calling it. So, I don't know. There wasn't a lot actually going on. Blitzwing kind of shows up, and I don't know, it's a lot of like pew pew, run away, and in the end they end up kind of defeating him because Sorry ends up going and stealing that Cybertronian controlling gun from Master Disaster. So we've got pirating, thieving, illegal street racing. These Autobots are not good examples. Any young children watching that, just don't take their cue, man. They're criminals.
That explains why I was taken off the air.
Right? I know, they're doing so much illegal stuff, and I'm sitting here as an adult, I'm like, you're bad role models. And even at the end, okay, I'm skipping totally to the end. At the end, Bumblebee goes and cuts their pirated feed and is like, I need to set a better example. It's like, Bumblebee, you're not a good example at all. No matter how many pirated feeds you decide to cut off, like, you're still a freaking criminal, man. And I'm not saying pirating is like so bad, but Bumblebee just doesn't seem to follow the rules, and there's like a constant theme in this episode of, oh, rules were meant to be bent, and then the rules come back and like bite them in the butt and shit like that, but I don't know, man. It's like, Bumblebee's a terrible person, and Sorry is his enabler, and Bulkhead is the only voice of reason in this episode, and he spends like half the episode frozen because Blitzwing freaking froze him, and I don't know. Yeah, actually that was kind of the whole episode. There was a lot of racing and this and that, and then there was the Cybertronian controlling gun, which at the very end of everything, the Autobots sort of get control of it and take the Allspark shard out of it, and I'm kind of not sure where they're putting all these Allspark shards, if they're like trying to piece them together or what, if they're just have a sack with them in it. The questions that no one's really probably supposed to be asking, but I am asking them. So, yeah, Blurr. And that was pretty much all that really happened, aside from, learning that Bumblebee and Sorry are filthy pirators and should be condemned, you know? Get your torch and pitchfork, people. I really got... Shit, can you think of any more to say about this episode? I got nothing, man. It was, quite a bit happened, but not a lot happened. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like an episode that took a while, but there wasn't a lot of substance to it.
Well, Blitzwing brought back some very chilling memories of Batman and Robin.
Oh no, right. Okay. What was it he said? Chill out or something like that?
Yeah, he throws Bulkhead and he's like, chill out. Like,
in the Arnold voice. Someone saw Batman and Robin and they were like, we need to make this joke. And it was... No, they did not. It was totally unnecessary, guys.
It was as awful as any of mine.
It was terrible, man. It was terrible. Oh, and there was also this really funny moment right at the beginning where right after the Autobots sort of stopped the street racing gang, a number of the humans in the cars were like sort of stuck. So Prowl like goes up to them. He's like, think good thoughts. And then he just like takes out a big weapon. And I'm just like, oh my. Anyways, yeah, there was not a lot that happened except for definitely Blurr, 100% Blurr. I know that they didn't reveal it, but I'm calling it. It's definitely Blurr. Super excited for that when he finally gets revealed, because of course he's going to be revealed. But currently, the Autobots think he's a Decepticon, or at least Bumblebee does. The rest are just like, you're stupid, Bumblebee. But anyways, so yeah, that was that.
It's actually going to be Optimus Primal. I'm just telling you right off the bat.
Fucking Optimus Primal? You serious, man? You don't know shit. Wrong, man. Wrong iteration. Oh, there was something I wanted to bring up, guys. What is it with Bumblebee and street racing? Because I kind of noticed, I was like, all right, they're having a street racing plot, and then immediately Bumblebee gets involved. They did the same bloody thing in Transformers Prime. Remember when he was like... racing with Knockout and everything like that, and those like human underground street races? I'm like, what's with this constant okay, I get why there's the theme of street racing, because they're cars, but it's like, why is Bumblebee always involved? I don't know, like something about Bumblebee doesn't necessarily strike me as like,
he's addicted to speed and he's a terrible role model.
Fair enough. But he wasn't in Transformers Prime. He was actually a very good role model in Transformers Prime.
Yeah, because he didn't speak.
That's very true. I know. If Transformers Prime Bumblebee could speak, he'd probably be talking a lot of shit. We'd probably think very differently of him. But we're not talking about Transformers Prime. We're talking about Transformers Animated. And that's really all I have to say. I know I said that like freaking 5 hours ago, but anyways, so until next time, take care. Please leave a comment, subscribe. I would love to hear from you. Goodbye.